Hi, my name is Mohsin from mohsinuddin.com. Hope everyone is keeping very well. In this video, I'm going to show you 10 important steps before building your WordPress website. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. There'll be great content coming up on how to build websites and how to build your online influence. So let's get started. Also, feel free to check out important links and information in the description box below. First, we're going to log into our WordPress website. So enter your WordPress domain name and log in to your WordPress website. So this is the first screen that you normally see. So I'm going to show you how you can make this dashboard a lot more cleaner. So I'm going to help you get rid of any unwanted and unnecessary plugins, posts, pages, or whatever that comes installed as default on your WordPress website. So the first step will be your screen options. On the top right hand side, you will see this option over here. We're going to click on this and you can see an overview of the boxes that you have ticked on. If you do scroll down, you can actually have a look what is actually ticked on. So for example, PHP update required, that's this box over here, and you've got things like WP forms, please connect opt-in, monster, and various other boxes that are ticked as well. So all of these are a little bit unnecessary for a new user, so we're going to get rid of all of these by unticking these boxes to begin with. So what you will see soon is all of these will disappear from under there, and we can get rid of this and we can go down. As you can see, all of these are empty. So that's the first thing you can do, just to clean up your dashboard a little bit, just to look a little bit more refreshing. So step 2 will be the next option down. We will leave this one for later because this is a part of a plugin that we're going to get rid of. So we're going to go to posts, and there's a section or the post called Hello World. Now what you will see is if you go onto your visit site, that post should be displayed onto your actual WordPress website. So as you can see, this is your post and it says welcome to WordPress. This is your first post, edit or delete it. So what we want to do is get rid of that because we will be customizing the whole website ourselves on upcoming video. So if we quickly go back to the dashboard, go into posts, and we are going to get rid of that. So we're going to click on that, or we can actually press bin from here, and that will get rid of that, and that will move it into the bin. You can click onto the bin, you can click onto it again, and you can actually delete it permanently, or if there was a post that you accidentally put it into the bin, you can restore it, but we're going to delete it permanently and move on from there. Okay, so moving on to the third step, so that will be media. Now generally speaking, there aren't any media installed initially. This is when you add pictures and maybe video files or picture files onto your WordPress website. This is where they will all appear. As it's a fresh copy of WordPress website, it doesn't really have anything on there, so we don't have to worry about that at this moment. Okay, moving on to step 4, which will be the next one down, which is pages. As posts on the previous one, it will have some default pages. Now again, we are going to start everything from fresh, so we won't be needing these, so we can just select all of this or just click on the top one and it will select all of them. Go to bulk actions and you can move to bin and press apply. Okay, so let's move on to step number 5, which will be the comment section. Depending on your actual WordPress website itself, whether you're going to have comments on it or not, this is where the comments will actually come into and populate. So you can select the comment that you would like to approve, or something that's pending, or something that's actually a spam, and you can actually take full control from there. As you can see, it's a fresh copy of WordPress, so we won't really have any comments. So let's move on to step 6. Okay, so step 6 is one of the most important steps. This is actually the appearance tab over here on the left hand side. Once you click on it, you'll be able to see your main WordPress website themes. So this is where you can actually select different themes and you can actually install new WordPress themes. Currently it's actually installed onto the 2019, so I'm going to show you how it looks quickly, and we're going to go and activate this one over here, or we can actually press live preview and you can have a look at how your WordPress website will look. I have done a live preview on the 2017 theme, and that's got a nice picture on the background, got a nice slider, so your menu actually gets fixed onto this panel over here, but it scrolls up as you scroll down, and you can see the image changing as I scroll down on to the website itself. This WordPress web theme actually already has some information as a default, so you can actually go and customize, but I'll be showing you how you can customize your website in the upcoming videos. So on the left hand side, you can actually go and change your site identity, like the name of your title and the actual tagline of your website. You can change the theme colors, and you can do editing the header, media, menus, widgets, homepage settings, and theme options itself. There are so many different WordPress themes around, and there'll be so many more options. So what we will be doing in the future is showing you how to make a WordPress website using a page builder. So make sure you stay tuned and see upcoming videos so you don't miss on how to build your first WordPress website. So what we will want to do is leave one installed. So let's just say 2019 installed, and then we can go ahead and delete the unwanted themes. So you just simply go into themes, theme details, and press delete and get rid of all of these, and you are left with one. So you can actually go into upload, or you can actually go and install a new theme. So you can go to search themes. So if you want a new theme, you can just simply press onto the premium themes, or go into the wordpress.org themes, because there are a lot of free ones. There's actually thousands, to be honest with you, and you can have a look at all of these themes. There are beautiful themes, different styles. You can use whatever suits you best. You can actually go into the latest or popular options over here, and there are so many that will change. Almost nearly 4,000 themes just in the popular section over here. Okay, so the second part to the appearance section over here, we have something called the widgets. Now if I hover over to the site itself, you will see widgets over here. So widgets are things like search bars, recent comments, archives, categories, metadata, and so on and so forth. What I strongly recommend is to get rid of all of this, to start with a blank canvas. You can always add these in at a later stage. So all you do is go back into your dashboard, you go to appearance, and you hover down to widgets. So once you go to widgets, it will give you a big page like this, and it will show you what is active and what isn't. So these are all the available widgets, and these are all inactive widgets. You can get rid of these. You can just simply click on that and scroll down and just delete them. So these ones are inactive. It doesn't really matter. But these ones over here, if I go hover over here, delete, do the same with all of them, and you will see in a second that they have all disappeared from the main site. So if I go back into the site and click on to refresh, all of this has disappeared now. And also on the top over here, sometimes you will have some menus. Click on to the menus, and that will have all the menus that are currently on your site itself. So we have these ones, which I actually installed a WooCommerce plugin just to display this as an example to you guys, just to show you where the menu bar is on this specific theme, which you can always move these around wherever you fancy. Okay, step number 7. So this is your plugins section over here, and these are the plugins that are installed by default. We will not be needing any of these, so we are going to go ahead and delete all of these. A quick explanation on what plugins are basically features installed onto your WordPress website. So for example, we have several plugins over here. You can have a short read on the description and see what each plugin actually does. So we have all-in-one migration over here. So it's a tool for your blog data, import or export your blog data from one WordPress website to another, and different various other things. So you can actually have things like a shopping cart like WooCommerce, and you can have PayPal integration and media integration, and so many different other plugins we will cover in upcoming videos. So right now what we are going to do is simply go select all of these plugins, and we are going to deactivate them first. That's one of the most important steps to do, simply because if you do delete them, sometimes it might actually break the WordPress website. Nothing to worry about. You can actually revert back to your original settings, but we are going to apply that. As you can see, this has deactivated all the plugins. Now we're going to simply just check on the top box again, and we are going to delete all of these. So apply and press OK. So that was successfully all deleted. Now if you go back to your dashboard, what you will see is all of this is now empty. It's all fresh, clean. So if you can press options over here, and you can select the ones that you actually want. So we can press the welcome one, and that will allow you to customize your site straight from your dashboard. Generally, we don't actually use this, or I'm not going to be using this in a very rare case. You can display analytics over here and anything else you want to actually display, like comments or your website traffic and stuff like that. So step number 8 is users. So this will be your credentials over here and any other users that you want to actually add. So for example, if you wanted to add a family member or anybody else that's actually going to be using the website to edit on, or if you assign somebody to build your website, you can actually simply go to add new user, and you can actually give them a role. So you can go to the click down menu, whether they're a subscriber, contributor, or just an author or an editor. In many cases, you will not be selecting the administrator, as you want to have full control over your own WordPress website. So there will be your own email over here, and anybody else's username will be displayed here. So let's move on to step number 9. So step number 9 is your tools section. With this, you can actually import and export your site data. Similarly, you can go and export personal data and erase personal data from this option over here. So any important plugins that you install, some of the quick links and options will be down at the tools section over here. You can individually go into the actual plugin settings itself, but generally they will be displayed under the tools. Okay, now we are on the final step, which is step number 10. This is one of the most important steps to look into. Now what you will see, there is a few options, and there are writing, reading, discussion, media, permalinks, and privacy. We're going to go through all of these very quickly. This is your site title. You can change from here. Your tagline, you can change it to whatever you want it to be. These WordPress sites are quite important. Now, generally speaking, this site itself did not have the S there and the S over here. And the reason why I've added that is because it adds a lock sign over here. It's an SSL certificate, so it shows the audience or anybody using my website is actually a secure website. So you can go and change that. So to change it into a secure website, you will add the HTTPS, the S being the secure, as long as you have the secure certificate from your hosting provider. In my case, it's TMD, which I'll link the hosting company below. And once you've done that, you can actually put an S in front of that and save it. Once that's done, you can go into your administration email and change that if required. Membership, we leave that unticked unless you're running a membership website itself, and you can select the new user default role, as that comes in as subscriber. Because we don't have this option ticked, this doesn't matter as much. Now the site language is quite important based on where you are. As a default, I think it comes in United States. I'm based in the UK, so I'm going to select UK. The time zone is quite important. So what you will have to do is select the different time zones. So sometimes you've got to do +1, +2, depending on which area you're in. You've got the date option over here. The date format you can change over here. In the UK, we like to use this format, or whichever one you fancy really, or you can actually put a custom one in there. The time format, we use the 24-hour clock, or I use the 24-hour clock. You can use any of these. Week starts on, and this is basically if you actually put a calendar on your website, this is when these are this is actually important. Other than that, it's not that important. Your caching level, you can put it on advanced, normal, or you can put assets only. So what this is basically is when somebody goes and visits your WordPress website, how much of the website you want the end user to load up in any one go. If you do assets only, that'll load up the website a little bit quicker. Normal is probably the best options to leave it on. Press on save changes, and let's move on to writing. So in writing, you have these simple options over here. You have the default post category, default post format. Now this is when you actually create any categories in your post itself. When you go into the categories, you can select the categories default post where you want it to belong. Default post format is, you know, where you want it aside on the right hand side, or you want a chat format, gallery format, and then we have a post via email. So this will be if you wanted to post your WordPress by email, you set up all of this like to your MSN and Hotmail and so on and so forth. So we won't be needing to do any of these at the moment. So let's go on to reading. So on reading, if you have set up your WordPress website to have blog posts on your actual homepage, then you can actually select how many posts you want to display on your homepage itself. Do you want a full text, or do you want a summary of those blogs? Which you can actually play around with that if you are setting up a blog page, and that's this reading sections over here. So let's go into discussions. So this option over here, the best thing that we are going to do is actually click off all of these, because we don't want any emails related to any blogs or anything like that. So we are going to quickly unclick all of these. Email me whenever somebody posts, so we don't want any emails, and you can actually leave on if you want to, but we will tick everything off from there. And then we have the avatar. The avatar is generally displayed in the right hand or the left hand side. It's just a little icon next to your domain. And we have a maximum rating, so we will be doing suitable for all audiences. As you can see, the default avatar is just a mystery person, this little one over here. You can put any of these ones in there, and you can actually put your own custom one in there as well. Okay, let's move on to the media. On this media, it's quite simple. So once you actually insert your media into your WordPress website, there's a default setting where when you actually put it into your WordPress website in galleries, sometimes these default credentials or these default settings of the dimensions will be used on your thumbnails or pictures that you upload. This is when you install a new plugin, a media plugin, you can override these settings from the actual plugins itself. So I wouldn't worry too much about this at the moment. And let's move on to permalinks. Permalinks are quite important. You can actually select, and you can actually see how these URL is displayed. What I leave it as is post name. So after my website URL, it will actually have my post name or page name. You can select the options that you want. You can have it numeric or just month and name, or you can have a custom structure, entirely up to you. So once you've done that, you can actually save changes. And let's go into privacy. So the last option is the privacy page. You can simply just click on to create a new page, and that will actually build a custom page, and it will actually import it into your pages. You can go on view the actual page over here. We'll wait for it to load. So as you can see, you can actually edit all of this information. As a default, it will actually have all the information in there for you, and you can just go into preview or actually publish it. So if we go to preview or publish, this is how it looks. So on your actual website, this is how it's going to be displayed. And that's it, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please make sure you give it a thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe, share the content, and there'll be great content coming up. We are going to concentrate on how to build your new WordPress website in the upcoming videos. If you want to know how to build a certain website, please comment below, and I will try and show you a tutorial on how to build that website. And don't forget, all the important information are linked in the description box below. So I will catch you guys on the next video.